Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Michael Yoo. I'm a first year dental student at Western University in Pomona, California. And if this is your first time visiting my channel, you'll find a lot of videos on my pre-dental journey and what my experience has been so far here in dental school. For this video, I wanted to talk about a topic that I've been putting off for quite some time. And as you can see from the title, it's about how I didn't get into dental school with a low GPA. But more importantly, it's about how I overcame that low GPA to ultimately get in. The reason why I've been putting off the topic was because I thought the timing should be right in order to give pre-dental students like yourself some hope. But for full disclosure, what worked for me necessarily might not work for you, but I hope that hearing my story may get you on the right path. So without further ado, I'll talk about my journey and hopefully make it quick because I don't like talking about myself too much. As many of you guys know, I went to University of Washington and majored in biology for my undergrad. I graduated with a 2.96 GPA, as you can see from the title, and thought that might be good enough to get into a dental school somewhere. Some schools, their requirements were about 2.75 GPA, and after applying twice, I finally found out that 2.75 GPA is a minimum science GPA, and it's not even competitive to begin with. So I was really banking on my extracurriculars and all my other activities that I was doing at the time in order to get me in. I thought surely being the president of a pre-dental society and working as a dental assistant at a local clinic would be enough to get me in somewhere. But in reality, the science GPA and my previous DAT scores were the things that ultimately kept me behind. It wasn't until I finally spoke to Dr. Coldwell, the Dean of Student Life and Admissions at University of Washington School of Dentistry, that I found out how off mark I was from actually getting into a dental school. With her recommendation, I found Midwestern University, the Biomedical Sciences Master's Program, and I set off with my girlfriend. I drove all the way down the west coast from Seattle to get to Arizona. Once I got to Arizona, I was met with a good group of faculty members and 120 some other students that were trying to get into either medical school, dental school, or any other health related profession. And that year might have been the hardest year of my academic career, especially because it was a year-long program. It was very intensive, and out of the 120 some students that started with me, only about 80 ended up graduating, which means only 66% of us ultimately got into the programs that we wanted to. Regardless of that, luckily I still got into the program that I wanted to, and I also made a good group of friends that I'm still in contact with today. And it was because of that program I was able to get an interview here at Western University, because WesternU likes to choose students that aren't traditional. Typically, that isn't the case 100% of the time, but you'll notice if you interview here, a lot of the students are either a little older or have a lot of experience in their background, either as a hygienist or a dental assistant. After I interviewed here at WesternU, I immediately fell in love with the school for a number of reasons, and I can go into that in a different video, but looking back on my journey, I can pinpoint a lot of areas where I went wrong. I've already highlighted some of those points in a previous video, mistakes we made in undergrad, so no need to go into that, but ultimately the reason why I wanted to share this story is to give you hope. If a student from Alaska can go to Seattle, Washington, ultimately end up in Arizona, and ultimately end up in dental school, I believe you can do it as well. It definitely took a lot of work because I didn't know what I was doing in undergrad. I can say that in all honesty. But if I can make it work, I believe you can as well. If you like the contents of this channel, please share it with another pre-dental friend that you may know, and keep the hope alive. It's not a matter of if you get in, it's a matter of when you get in. Thank you. Hey everybody, click here for last week's video and click here to subscribe. Here's a random puppy video. Hand.